Paul Feuerstein, sitting in my house, being bored, so I have nothing better to do than just to talk to friends of mine and talk to you. And speaking of friends of mine, one of my dearest friends, Dr. Uche Odiatu. Uche, how are you this morning?
Well, I'm doing great. Again, with all this unstructured time, you'd be surprised. You know, said the devil's hands idle workshop. So it's I'm making my best mark each day.
So for those of you who aren't familiar with Uche, most of you are. Uche is a dentist in Toronto, or we say Toronto. We say Toronto.
Yeah.
Toronto. He's a dentist, practicing dentist, a expert on nutrition, fitness, and one of the things that he's helped me with is making sure that I don't just get to be a big blob, and make sure I get my steps in, make sure I do all these different things. When I go and travel, I don't eat just at the In-N-Out Burger. And he's teaching me an awful lot about life in general and how it relates to me, and also information we give to our patients as we go along. So right now, we're all hanging out in our houses. We have refrigerators stocked with junk, and the refrigerator's going, eat me. And so what do we do? What should we be doing right now?
Well, most of us, if you know the science, you'd be surprised how much it creates leverage to eat healthy. Most people want to get in shape and exercise to have a flat stomach or look better for Facebook. However, exercise is so much more about brain health. You know, there's a neurotransmitter called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, and it helps all the communication between all 100 billion neurons. And anyone who's physically active has more of this in their brains. They have ability to learn is faster and better communication. And that's all from physical activity. You don't get it anywhere. You can't inject it. You can't surgically enhance it. It's only by regular physical activity. So I'm really pushing the science behind the cognitive benefits of movement.
So how about this movement? Good enough?
That's probably about 20 muscles. There's 600 in the body. And basically we were designed to move. You know, in 2012 in Denmark at the Human Performance Center, they found out that the largest organ in the body is actually the muscle. The muscles at almost half our body weight, male or female. Muscle, they say, is the largest organ at about half our body weight. And every time you move, every time you flex and contract muscles, what happens is the muscles release hundreds of myokines, myokines. And they basically tell every organ, every tissue, every cell that you're alive. And that's why rigor mortis is death. So movement is life. And people who move more have more life to their organs and tissues.
Now, do we have to nurse these in a specific way to keep them top shape, or is it more about the moving, or is it a combination of the both, I assume?
Yeah, great question. People always want to know what's more important, diet or exercise. You need both, but ultimately they said physical activity is probably the best indicator of having a long life. If you're physically active today, you have more chance of having a longer life than someone who wasn't physically active today. So physical activity, they say, that's why they use a term called exercise is medicine. The American College of Sports Medicine called exercise is medicine, basically because of the nutritive value of movement and how it sends interleukin-4, interleukin-10, BDNF, and about 200 other chemicals that flood the body with alive messages. So it's very remarkable. The more you know the science, the more you realize it almost creates a tsunami of evidence that you just have to. It's a huge why, other than, oh, I heard it's good for me. You know, just like people say broccoli is good for me. But the science behind cruciferous vegetables is they strengthen the intraepithelial cells in your gut lining. So it keeps pathogenic bacteria out of your system. So cruciferous vegetables are that good for you. So it's fascinating. Once you know the science, you start realizing, wow, broccoli is important. You know, cauliflower is important. Push-ups, going for a walk is important.
Wow. So, okay, I'm stuck in my house. Luckily, I have 2 floors. So my major muscles would be exercised well by running up and down the stairs, I assume. What's some simple exercise that we can do? You know, and I go back. I'm old enough to remember Jack LaLanne and watching him on TV and
yes.
Things like that. But what are some simple? I mean, I don't expect you to stand up and show us right now. But what are some simple things that we could do just to keep our bodies moving, the muscles moving, the whole system going, as you're talking about here?
Okay, yeah, great question. So one aspect is the physical activity part, so just being active. That's where the 5,000 to 10,000 steps comes in. But very few people reach 10,000 steps. You know, it's very rare. I almost tell people to go for 5,000, which is basically double of what the average North American does, and then build exercise into your day. The challenge, though, most people say they don't exercise because of lack of time. lack of time. So the best thing is actually to have exercise snacks in your day. So go up and down the stairs twice. Go outside to the yard. Put the garbage out. Because an Australian study showed that if you move regularly, which is basically about once every 30 minutes, you take fat and sugar out of your blood supply into your working muscles. So if you want a dedicated time, it's about every 30 minutes, move for 2 minutes.
Wow. So since I don't have a schedule of patients in front of me and I have no excuses, I should put a little post-it note in the house. Say, okay, it's 12:30. It's time to walk up and down the stairs.
Well, it could be as easy as going down to the refrigerator and get some cucumber, slicing it, put it into water. It could be just going outside. Actually, the circadian, there's a suprachiasmatic nucleus in the center of our brain, and the brain loves to have sun on it first thing in the morning. So you can actually reset your rhythm and have more energy all day and sleep better if you get sunlight on your body between 8 and 10:30 in the morning. And little known fact, but it's called the suprachiasmatic nucleus. And it's about a 20,000 cell pack of neurons in the center of your brain. And when you get light on your skin or into your eyes, you reset your circadian rhythm. And you do that anytime between 8 and 10:30 in the morning. So that's the best time to get sun on your face or any kind of daylight on your face.
Wow, assuming the weather allows it. How about moonlight? That doesn't work?
Sure. No, that's your wolf. But even on a cloudy day, it's 100 times brighter outside than a bulb inside. It's 100 times brighter. So all the things I share and teach and write about, it's all about how you can hack your body to perform better as a business leader, as a dentist, as a human. You can actually make your brain work better. You can actually extend your life. You can have less pain immediately by eating the right amount of fiber in a day. Most people don't know anything about fiber, but women are supposed to eat 25 grams a day and men 35 grams a day. And this is what immunologists and microbiologists are saying. These aren't even dietitians. They're just saying that our gut flora, our intestinal flora, there's 100 trillion of these single-celled organisms. They have a voracious appetite possible to be healthy because then they make something called short-chain fatty acids, which are some of the most potent anti-inflammatory agents in the body. So, yeah, short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, SCFAs. So what happens is people who don't get those, and from the information I'm getting is 97% of the population do not get 25 to 35 grams a day. Only 3%. So basically, I say so they'll always have aches and pains and eczema and inflammatory conditions, even periodontal disease that never gets better because you don't have the short chain fatty acids to put the fires out in the joints, in the mouth, in the brain, in the heart, in the arteries. And so no one talks about fiber because fiber doesn't have a lobby group. There's no lobby group for fiber at the White House. There's no one outside the White House saying we want more fiber. But ultimately, our single-celled organisms, this bacteria, they want fiber. Essential fats, essential amino acids are important, but fiber is not talked about because it's so cheap. And so it's a very inexpensive way to feel better, put out the fires in your body, even put out the fires in your mouth. Like some people aren't responding well to our soft tissue management programs because they're not eating enough fiber. They just do not have the water and short-chain fatty acids to put the fires out after our hygienists do all their great work and our pocket elimination. It's like you're telling your kid to learn and you don't give them books or you don't let them go to university. So fiber is like fundamental to me. Fiber is like one of those foundational things.
This is so much to absorb. No pun intended. People are gonna, we're doing just a little quick short interview here, and actually, to be honest with you, sometimes the internet pops in and out, but I can hear everything you said. People are gonna want more information. So how do they get a hold of you? Or I mean, I don't want you to be on the phone all day long and answering emails all day long, but what's the easiest way to get some of this information?
Well, I love sharing. I love giving out information. You know why? The biggest reason is every time I share something, the information goes deeper inside my brain. It said if you teach, basically becomes who you are compared to if you just memorize something. So I love to share. So my website is druche.com. So druche.com. That's my website. There's a phone number, has the email address inside there, it has a messaging center. There's articles on the homepage. There's articles on gut-friendly chair-side conversations that people can actually download and read. Also Instagram. I posted 382 times since January 1st. So,
wow.
So I posted almost 400 times since January 1st. So that's a lot of articles and data. And my email is odiatudmd@gmail.com. So I'm available. I love helping my colleagues. And I love supporting them to be more productive, happy, and longer career.
And your Instagram, I believe, is different, isn't it? The Instagram
Yeah,
is
it's Fit Speakers. So it's Instagram is Fit Speakers.
Fit
At
Speakers.
Fit Speakers. At Fit Speakers.
At Fit Speakers.
But it's more of a millennial thing. I think millennials like Instagram. I think the 40 plus crowd, 50 plus crowd likes Facebook. So it's.
And the older people like email. send me I'll send you a postcard.
Or carrier pigeon. Or carrier pigeon. A tiny little note to the bottom of my claw, and I'll send my bird out. Yeah. So.
Uche, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Look forward to seeing you. I mean, I usually see you about once a month in some meeting somewhere. Right now, we're all locked up in our little caverns here. So let's stay in touch. Me and you stay in touch, and everybody stay in touch with all of us. And I hope everybody got something out of this. And just do what Uche said, and you'll be alive and well when this is all over and we get back to our normal routines. So thanks again. Thanks again for coming in and talking to me today.
Yeah, always a pleasure. Love chatting with you, Paul.